Hello, this is Nina here from northern Sweden again. I'm going to show you the project that I'm working on at the moment because I think this is an idea just that might inspire you to do your boxes at home. Maybe you have some shoe boxes or something. You can make this and do like have it to be a gift box, put your presents in, or you can have it to put some memories in, some photos, postcards, anything you want, You make just a pretty box. Everyone needs some pretty boxes in their life, right? Okay, so this might be a bit, wobbly too, apparently. Okay, so I'm filming with my phone here, so it's a bit shaky because this is like the 50th time that I'm trying to do this. Either it keeps getting too long and I can't upload, or the birds that I'm babysitting two cockatoos at the moment, they start screaming or the phone rings. And you can't film with a cell phone if it rings. It just, no good. Okay, so let me tell you a bit what I have done here. I'm gonna try and speed things up so I don't end up with like a 40 minutes video, because for some reason I'm not able to upload anything, longer than a bit more than 10 minutes. I have no idea why. Maybe if you know technology, you can tell me. Okay, so this little box here that I'm using, this little thing that I'm using, is actually thin wood, and it contained strawberries. My cousin bought strawberries for Easter to make a cake, and I saw the box at her place, and she was about to throw it away, and I went, "No, give me!" And I got it, and I got really happy. And she said, "Well, it's very cheap to make you happy gifts." I don't need much. Give me an old box, and I'm happy. Okay, I'm a very good friend. They give me the old box, I fix it up and give it back to them at Christmas. Isn't that perfect? That's recycling. That's environmental friendly. Okay, so let's get back to this little box. It was wooden, and it had this big company label on it, and it had these holes to circulate moisture and air for the strawberries. And I needed to cover it with something. And I figured if I use paint, it would go a lot, and I'm running out of gesso. So I was thinking, what shall I do? Well, I've done a lot of coverage before when I was doing the postcards. And to cover this image up, these are free postcards that the Swedish Post Office were giving out, and I wanted to cover the surface. I also did postcards out of, just regular cardboard box like this, and I wanted to cover this. And with paint, it seemed to go a lot of paint to cover it. So I use newspaper. I ripped the text from newspaper, and this I used the crosswords too, but I prefer the text part. I can show you the back side of this one because there's not much paint on it. You can see here I used newspaper, and I just ripped the text out. I didn't want to use the image. It's up to you what you want to do. I prefer to use just text. So I ripped away all the spaces and all the pictures. I just want to use text. And as you can see, I didn't put it on in a specific order. I just wanted to cover the whole thing up. So in order to put it on, I used, okay, it won't focus, I'm sorry about that. There, matte gel medium. This is Liquitex, and you can use any kind of glue or anything you want for your box. I don't use actually gel medium as much. I prefer using gesso or regular glue, but like I said, I'm running out of gesso and I'm running out of glue, so I'm using gel medium for this. Matte gel medium. Sorry. I'm getting a bit tired here. My English is rusty and not my regular language. So, okay. So, newspapers, matte gel medium. Put it on, let it dry. I cover the whole box. So I did cover the holes. There's no hole here anymore because I covered them both from the inside and the outside. Okay. Then I painted it with this. I love this color. It's Liquitex ink, and it won't focus again. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Maybe I can get it to focus. No, it got even worse. Okay, sorry. This is not taking any time at all. Oh, there, look! We can read. Almost. Liquitex ink, Poison Blue. Now, I love this color. It's very deep blue, and I just love it. And since these ink colors are very, very pigmented, you don't need a whole lot. Now, I know that you use this mainly for ink pads, but I use them for painting. So I use quite a lot of water and just a few drops. I think this box is probably like 4 or 5 drops, maybe the whole box. And as you can see, it's very blue. It's very blue. And I also used the leftovers, you know, to start painting these. Now I had to refill, and I also used some of these turquoise deep. I don't really like this one, so I ended up painting most of it over with other colors. Okay, so newspaper, matte gel medium, Poison Blue ink, and then I took the just regular stamp. This is not permanent ink, and just rubbed all the edges, but it still looked kind of boring. So I felt I wanted some texture on it, but I'm all out of texture paste. So I used gesso, blue acrylics, and some, okay, kind of hard to open this, then some sand that is for mixing with paint, so you will get a better grip. And you have it on, like if you paint the stairs, you can paint on a stripe with, when you have mixed this with some paint. So I use this sand, gesso, blue acrylics, and I put it on the edges here, just the whole part. I was first gonna put, where did I put the stencil? Oh, here, this, and I figured that would be pretty cool, you know, to have that raised on the sides, but it got under the stencil because I only had one hand to work with to hold the stencil. And you know, it started to lift up when I was trying to do the corner and so on. So I got annoyed and I wiped it off, and I kind of liked how it looked. So I put on more and just sort of dabbed it. You can see the texture. It's pretty nice. So I used this and just sort of put it on and lift up. Because when I lift up, it gets these little peaks. So as you might see here, it's the spatula, just sort of like this. So I put that on the corner, but it was very bright. It was almost like this bright, and that kind of bugged me. So I mean, I've been having an eye on it for, I've been working on this box for quite some time. Not on the box itself, but making all these. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So in the end, I ended up doing with gesso and my finger, just a little bit, just a little bit of bricks here and on the other side. And then I sprinkled some sand on there. I don't know if I can pick up the texture of the bricks. That is just gesso and a little bit of sand, and I let that dry. And then I went over with the Poison Blue again. This time I used 1 drop of Poison Blue and 1 tablespoon of water, and I just mixed it and painted, and it covered the whole all of that. So I made these darker too, this textured part darker too. So anyway, I also want stuff to put on this, and as you might remember, I don't have much money, so I'm doing this with watercolor paper. And these butterflies are made with stamps because I'm bad at drawing, so for some reason I just can't make a butterfly. So I use stamps, and I cut them out with a pair of scissors and painted them. So this is what I'm at the moment. I'm painting butterflies. Quite nice, as you can see. And I've been using this. It's pearl mint. Hang on. Acrylic pearl mint. And I've also been using the same blue, this one. and also mixing it a bit with the white, and I have this white pearl white, sorry, mixed it up, oops, sorry, white pearl, and I've been mixing all kinds of colors doing all of these. Now these are cute, aren't they? And you might ask, where did I get them? Kind of nice. Well, it's this. You can ask your old grandma or your mother-in-law, or maybe you also have some old faded textile fabric flowers, silk flowers, paper flowers, something in the cupboard or somewhere, you know, just collecting dust or something. And then you take them and you paint them with gesso. If they are, like these are red and I want a blue. So then I go over them with gesso first to cover the red. It doesn't have to be 100% covered, but at least 90% covered. And then I go over with this one. I painted both with ink. Oh, this one, this I actually painted them with gesso and then dipped it in the water where I have the brushes. And no, I usually don't have that here. That one's not here usually. It's just for now when I needed to charge my phone. Okay, so these are just painted with acrylics, and I mixed it with several different kinds of acrylic. It doesn't, there, that's better. So this one, as you can see, is whiter, so there's more gesso on it. And then, of course, I used some glitter. This flower I had 4 of. It was white and pink, and I did 4 different types of them, because I sort of want this box to be the same tone, the whole box. I usually never do that. I usually use a contrast color, like probably red or something, you know, just make it pop. But for this one, I want to try something different, and I want to do a different kind of blue. And then I started doing white. So I'm also doing these kind of flowers in different colors. Why won't it focus? Ah, that's better. I'm doing these kind of flowers. Let me see. I have, oh, sorry, I have this that I did a couple of days ago, and as you can see, this flower, these kind of flowers. And I make these flowers. Also here I have some more of those red flowers that I painted gray and black. It's the same flower. And the butterflies are made with the stamp. I just cut them out, painted them, and then you just bend them. And maybe put some pearls on it or glitter on it or whatever, and you just flip it like that and glue it on. So that's what I did here. That is actually a picture of my grandma and grandpa. Isn't it cute? But I don't really like it. I don't know why I don't like it, but something there is off. I don't like it. Okay. So to make these flowers, I have this. This is for when it's dark. You put it on and it shines, but it's broken. So I took this off and I stamped on the watercolor paper and cut it out to get these, and I painted them, and then I do them 2 and 2. So as you can see, I roll the edges for these. I roll the edges around this little cocktail wisp. You can use the toothpick. I used the toothpick for the first couple of months that I did, but then I lost the toothpick and I was too tired to get out and get it. And I had this one. So that's what I do, and I just glue them together, and I don't want it to be, you know, leaf over leaf, so I sort of twist them a little so they get sort of a little bit to the sides. I don't know if you can make sense. I don't make it like that. I make it like that. Okay. And I glue it together. Put some glue on, maybe some pearls, maybe here's our other pearls. Here's something else on. And you can put anything you want in the middle, or you can just put a blob of blue paint or something in the middle. So these are just a little suggestion that you can do. Cheap flowers, cheap butterflies. It takes a lot of time. I've been sitting here for 2 days now, just watching TV and sort of doing this. Here's a little bird I made. I had a stencil of this bird cage, and I cut it out of cardboard, just regular cardboard from a little box, and I cut it out, painted it blue, and then did the stencil with this pearl atracite. I can't pronounce that. And then I painted the bird with this pearl mint. So that's how I did that one. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna use it, because as you can see it's a lot bigger than the edge, but then again it might be fun when it sticks up like that. But then I should probably do the back side too, so I have the same image on the back. I still haven't made up my mind about that yet, but that's the good part about these kind of projects. It will take time. And just to paint these flowers, I mean, these, just put in one layer of gesso, it takes a long time to dry because it's so many creases and nooks and everything, so it doesn't dry as fast like a flat butterfly. And you put it down and you paint it. And for most of these, you know, you need like maybe 3-4 layers of different kind of acrylics or whatever you want to put on. The easiest part is if we have white flowers. I have these flowers. They were white with a little bit of pink in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. And I just dipped it in the brush water because they had a lot of paint in there. I just dipped them in there, shook them off, and let them dry upside down, because then the pigment go down to the tops. And I did that like twice before, and they ended up like this. It's quite cute. So if you get your hands on white flower, that's perfect because it's easy to color. You don't have to do so many layers of gesso to paint them in a different color. You don't need to do any gesso. You can just dip them in some ink water or color water. You get this. Okay, and these are just some leaves that were, I'm sorry, oops, sorry, like this. And I just gesso and paint. Simple as pimple. And then I just cut it off in the bottom, make the hole bigger, and I'm gonna glue this. Oops. Let's see if I can get this right with just one hand. I'm gonna glue it on like this, like that, and then I can glue it on my box somewhere wherever I feel like it. So once all my decorations are done, make a lot, make more than you need, because you will use a lot more than you think. And there's nothing worse than starting to glue the things on, and then you feel like, oh, I need this or I need that, and you don't have it. And I mean, if I have like this butterfly and I'm not going to use it on this project, I can always keep it like this, because maybe I do something blue in the future, or I can simply just paint it over with gesso and use another color. Or maybe I can just use some gel medium or some glue and put some newspaper on it, or, you know, anything. And since I made this myself, it's kind of, you know, feels kind of good. I don't buy things because I simply can't afford it. So watercolor paper and a little stamp. If you are better than me at painting flowers, sorry, not flowers, butterflies. If you're better than me at painting butterflies, then do them yourself. I mean, you only have to look like this, and you can do this sort of pattern on. I mean, this is pretty nice. But then I have this stamp, and I filled it in with just a regular pen. It's not waterproof or anything, just a little pen that I got. It was in a batch of several colored pens, so it's rather cheap. I don't know how much, but just a pen that I had at home. I used the same pen for the edges of these flowers and so on. Okay, so that's my idea. Use what you have and make fun things. You don't have to go out and rush out and buy a beautiful box or something to work with. You can just take whatever you have. And if you're walking past a shoe store, go in there, ask them if they have some empty shoe boxes, because they are pretty great. You can make a lot of great gift boxes or just storage boxes from them. So go ahead, use what you have and have fun. I think that's the main part with any type of art or mixed media or singing or anything you do in life, actually. The main part about it is to have fun. Enjoy the process, even if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. Just enjoy it. As long as you have enjoyed it, nothing is wrong. And you can always go back with gesso or something, paint it over, glue another sticker over, rip it off, put something else there. You know, you can always change things. You can always alter things. Like this one, I'm not happy with this one, and I don't know why, and I will probably change it in the future. I'm not going to throw it away just because I'm not happy with it, but I'm thinking about how I can make it better, what it is that's missing, because something feels like it's missing. So I will probably do something else with this one. Maybe I'll take some stuff off, maybe I paint over the picture and put something else there, or I don't know, something. I just wanted to challenge myself because I've never done a black and white and gray project. I usually use a lot of colors, like for this one, a lot of colors. So I wanted to challenge myself just to do black and white and gray. So this is it, but I'm not quite happy with it, and I'm not sure why. Because something is slightly off and I can't put my finger on it. Here again, I had a butterfly from an earlier project, and the color didn't, let's see if I can make it focus better. Yeah, the color didn't go with this project, so I took gesso and I put a little bit of newspaper on top of the butterfly, as you can see here. And it works perfectly. I just took a little pen on the edges and no big deal. So don't throw away things you're not happy with. Just put them away for a while, ponder on it. Maybe you take it out a year from now and finish them. Maybe this one just needs some color. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I like color. I don't know. And same with this. I never done a completely blue project before. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see if I can make it. So that's the main part. Have fun, enjoy, and don't throw things away.